A lot of coaches not running plays in today's basketball game on a high school level, middle school level, will eventually hurt players when they get to the college level. Because college coaches have playbooks, right? There's actually playbooks, and you have to learn what plays you're doing. As a head coach, I had over 70 different sets, be it if it was man-to-man, zone, offense or defense, out-of-bounds plays, slops, which are sideline out of bounds, blobs, which are baseline out of bounds, plays after timeouts, special situations. So when you work on all of those things, you have to understand what's happening when a coach calls a play right away, and it may switch. But what I've seen on the high school levels this year, and parents, listen to me closely, it's going to hurt your athlete, because if players are just, if teams are just playing spread out, right? If they're playing 5 out and everybody just driving the basketball or driving and kicking, that is a form of an offense, right? Drive and kick. The Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, they were great with it, right? Sean Marion, they were great with the drive and kick, but that comes with understanding how to play the game. So there's offenses like that which are called continuity motion offenses, right? So a continuity motion offense is where you may have the point guard pass the ball, and now he's going to set a screen for the post. So now the point guard is now in the post, and the post is coming up to the top of the key. So you have to know how to play basketball, right? And not just get the ball and dribble and go. But when you get to the college level, you have continuity motion offenses, so you have to know how to play basketball, but then you also have to know how to play position basketball. Because when a coach calls a set, whatever that number might be, right? If it's five away, 3 up, whatever that may be, you have to know what's going on and how to run plays. I see a lot of high school coaches, a lot of high school teams are playing more spread basketball and shooting a lot of threes, which is, again, to the point they're shooting threes so they're not practicing layups, which is why they're missing a lot of layups. And then a lot of teams are playing pick and roll basketball. Now, pick and roll basketball is more of a professional offense. Pick and roll basketball is more of an NBA offense. So when coaches attempt to adapt a pick and roll offense on a high school level or the middle school level, it's probably not going to be ran right, because you have to drill and work on coming off screens. The person setting the screen has to know if they're going to roll, if they're going to pop, if they're what are they going to do after that? The people off the ball have to know if he accepts the screen. Now, what do I do if I'm ball side? What do I do if I'm weak side? If he rejects the screen, now what happens, right? So pick and roll offense is really a science behind the pick and roll offense. And so if coaches haven't broken down each and every component of the pick and roll offense, so what it does is it makes it easy to be defended, because they're coming off the screen, and the teams who don't switch or trap are getting beat, right? So teams are running pick and roll offenses, getting the ball to their best player, and they're trying to get him off a screen to go downhill. Well, the reason that person is successful is because the person guarding the ball is getting hit by the screen. Now, that's a whole nother thing, because there are screens that you see and screens that you don't see. And so if I'm guarding the ball and I get hit by a screen, it's my fault, but it's also my teammate's fault who's guarding the person who's setting the screen, if that makes sense. Because they have to be the vocal, they have to communicate to me, screen coming, pick left, pick right. So if I see that screen coming, I shouldn't get hit by the screen. But a lot of teams are defending the pick and roll, and they're trying to stay with that man, right? Are they fighting over the screen? That's where they're getting beat. Are they going under the screen, right? But if teams trap the screens or switch the screens, they may be in a better situation defending the pick and roll. But again, to your point, plays, a pick and roll or just a 5-out offense, those are not necessarily sets, right? When you get to the next level, your athlete is going to have to know how to run plays or sets. And if they don't understand how to run plays or sets, they're not going to play. Most teams are running some sort of play or set almost every time down court, unless they're in transition. And if your athlete can't pick up on that, they won't be able to play. So I think more high school coaches should incorporate more plays and get the athletes to know where they're supposed to be and where everybody else is supposed to be on the court during the interaction of that play. And then what are the options, right? Pass, what's the first option? What's the next option? What's the next option? That creates cerebral basketball players, and those are the players that college coaches want.